What's up, chat? Welcome back to the live stream. Excited to see everyone once again. How everyone is feeling. Today we have a new overlay or layout or template or whatever this is called. But I've been working a little bit on my setup, and typically, this, let's say, layer or section where I kind of introduce you all to the live stream used to be something like intermission, but now it's a full thing, and I'm literally working on this. Hey, Ivan, how you doing? Pedestal, what's up? Meltroid, Charlie French Boy, nice to see you, everyone. E. Joel, what's up, everyone? Nice to see you all. Hey, brother, nice to see you. Oh, so cool, man. How you doing? But yeah, I'm working a little bit on this stuff. Now it's a little bit different, I know. But I kind of want to improve my stuff. So I've been watching how other live streamers do their live streams, and I'm actually a big fan of iShowSpeed, which is probably the most popular streamer in the world. And his layout is super minimalistic. He actually only has, the full cam like this, plus the chat right here. And that's it. So I guess we're going to try this and see how it goes. And you guys let me know if you prefer a layout like this. I kind of like it, to be honest. Hey, Pig and Flow, how you doing? Yeah, chat, I've been busy with past V4 indeed. And, the good news is that the talk is ready. Past V4 is ready too. I have so many features that I won't be able to demo during my 30 minutes talk. However, the ones I want to demo, they are mind-blowing. So I'm super excited about that. Safe, Raphael, Iliam, Rolam, Dulio, Jeff, thank you so much for coming today. What's up, everyone? They added points like in Twitch. Yeah, maybe, I guess. Hey, Diego, how you doing? Chat, today we have an amazing live stream. I hope you guys are excited. We are going to dive a little bit on what's new on PHP 8.5. And, so this is what I have prepared. You guys let me know if this is a good idea, okay? All right, I'm going to show you. So this will also look slightly different, and it's already looking like shit. So let me fix this already. Jesus Christ. The chat is literally overlaying with the number of followers on Twitch and YouTube, which I'm not sure yet is even working. But let me just fix the chat box real quick. Let me click here and just move all the way up. Yeah, just spam the chat a little bit. If you guys can, just spam a little bit the chat so I can see if it overlays with the number of followers on YouTube and Twitch. Hopefully it doesn't, but you guys let me know. It should be good now. Spam, exactly. Sneak peek for this chat. About past before, I can't, man. I want to be surprised for everyone. I'm going to be honest with you. I want it to be like fully surprised. So hopefully it will, you know what I mean? Yeah, thank you all for the spam. I think now it should be good, actually. It should be good. Hopefully it is. Okay, chat, today the plan is dive into PHP 8.5, okay? So I'm gonna tell you what I've been like investigating a little bit. I have jumped into few articles about PHP 8.5, and I've noticing that kind of all of them kind of talk a little bit about different features. We have about the pipe operator, the --ini diff, we have the final property promotion, but if I jump into another article, I see other stuff like a new constant, a new exception handler method, and if I jump to another article, I will see other stuff. So I guess the plan for today is the following, chat, and you guys let me know if you think this is a good idea. I think it is. We are going to literally try those features one by one, and slowly we are going to kind of record some segments for the YouTube channel because you guys know I have not been publishing that much on my YouTube channel, and I want to publish a video just about PHP 8.5, and I think it will be exciting. Okay. Gabriel Bildula, thank you so much for the subscription. 5 months already. You are absolutely awesome. Thank you. Ilim is asking if there will be a live stream for Laracon US. I have literally no idea. Hopefully, I don't know, So that's the plan, chat. We are going to dive into some of that stuff. Hope you guys find this exciting. I do, at least. So that's important. And I do have an announcement in the middle of the live stream. So if you guys want to stick around for literally check out what this announcement is about, stay around, okay? PHP 8.5, yeah. So I'm going to tell you what I know, okay? I'm going to tell you what I know. So this article is from Benjamin Crozat. and actually has a great introduction about what's new or what's coming for PHP 8.5, but also about the scheduler of PHP 8.5. So PHP, let's just read this a little bit. PHP 8.5 will be released on November 20, 2025. So this year, okay? It will be this year. According to the preparation task lists, it will be tested through 3 alpha releases, 3 betas, and 6 release candidates. This is typically what every release of PHP goes through, basically, okay? So during summer, we are going to see a bunch of alpha versions, and then, in August, September, October, we kind of make the release very good and very stable. In November and December, we actually make the real stable release, you know what I mean? Wait, what? Pick and Flow, it's your 50th birthday? Wait, what? You mean what? Like today? Are you serious? You started with PHP 3? Oh my God. Oh, November 20, it's your 50th birthday. All right, Pick and Flow. I'm going to make sure to remember that. Oh my God. Yeah, Pick and Flow. I believe like Laracon US probably will be live streamed. Mainly the reason it's because last year it was live streamed, so I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be live streamed this year. You know what I mean? By the way, on Laracon US, I'm literally one of the first speakers, if not the first actually, and I'm very excited about that. Kind of feel happy. 50 is just a number, chat. 50 is just a number. Okay. By the way, chat, is this thing called with followers on YouTube and Twitch even working? If any of you doesn't follow me yet, give me a follow. So at the moment we have 723 followers. If I see a 34, that means that actually that counter is even working. Because I actually have to code that with my hands. Literally have to code this widget by myself. Okay, we have a new follower, 34. Let's go. It's working. I'm talking about this little counter right here. Oh my God, this is difficult. Here we go, which I had to code myself, but it's working. Oh my God, the chat is you cannot see what people are speaking about. I'm gonna literally move back to the previous chat bot. Let me fix this real quick. Yep, should be good now. Let me see. Just spam the chat once more, chat. Spam the chat real hardcore. Here we go. Back to the previous system. Legacy code for the win. It's working as expected. Much better. Okay. Yeah, no AI. Well, actually, I may have asked ChatGPT to write the version for me, the widget for me, now that we're talking about that. But by hand these days means copy-pasting from AI, Luis. You know what I mean? When you say you code from scratch, that means you literally coded with an agent these days. Oh my God. All right, chat, let's talk about PHP 8.5. I'm excited about PHP. And, if any of you guys don't do PHP, let me tell you up front, PHP is a much better language than it used to be in the past, okay? He have improved a lot during the recent years, and actually, it's fully type-safe at the moment. He has great tooling in the PHP ecosystem, Paint, Pale, Pint, Past, so all of that great tooling around PHP makes PHP really good these days. And you know what? Every year, we have a new major release. And last year, we had PHP 8.4, and this year we are going to have PHP 8.5. So let's read this. PHP 8.5 will be released in November 20, 2025. It will be tested through 3 alpha releases, 3 beta versions, and 6 release candidates. Wow, this is a lot. 6 release candidates. But I mean, I'm not surprised, just thinking a little bit that PHP literally powers like 60-70% of the web. Probably, various numbers or various services that we use for payments are literally running on top of PHP. So this doesn't surprise me that actually the PHP team put so much safety and testing into these stable versions. You know what I mean? That's not surprising, to be honest. Doomies is saying, now there is so much drama with AI tools, especially with Cursor. Oh, really? I don't see the drama myself. Hey, Funtech, how you doing? Louise is saying, by and you mean you did the prompting. Yeah, that's right. That's it. Okay, so what do you have here? So today I think we are going to use the PHP Alpha version 1. So by the way, if you go to your terminal and type php-v, you literally see which version of PHP are you using. And today I'm using PHP 8.5 thanks to Erd. I need to say this. Laravel Herd literally, and if let me go here. Let me show you. Laravel News Herd. Is this the one? I think I saw an article somewhere. Okay, maybe not. But Laravel, Laravel Erd is this tool I'm using for PHP development, which brings me MySQL, Redis, and PHP itself, and now allows you to select PHP 8.5 too. So you can literally try PHP 8.5 already if you are using Laravel Herd. And shout out to Marcel Poussiot for literally allowing that for me, okay? The guy literally sent me the full binary before the release last Friday, so I really appreciate, he doing that for me. Yes. What is this new thing on YouTube? You see like a crown thing. Is that like members or whatever? What is that? I don't even know. You are the guy that inspired me to move to PHP. I'm most that. That's awesome. All right, so let's go all the way down, install PHP 8.5 on Mac. We don't need to do this because we literally are using Laravel Erd. And let's try the pipe operator. And honestly, everyone has been talking about the pipe operator. I don't know what you guys feel about the pipe operator. I feel it's a good feature overall, but not that crazy, but a good feature overall. The new pipe operator, the PHP 8.5 introduces a new pipe operator. Yeah, operated, call it the pipe operator that helps make code cleaner and easier to follow. Well, easier to follow, I'm not sure, but I think we did one live stream about this topic, and honestly, I feel like the pipe operator is probably like some of the features we saw in the past that, at the first run, they weren't ideal, but then we start liking them a little bit. That's my feeling, that's my feeling. Luis is saying Laravel already has the pipe. It's not exactly the same, I think. It's not exactly the same. Not exactly the same. It lets you take the result of one thing and feed it straight to another function. Yeah, this is another way of saying pipe it to another function. It couldn't be easier. It looks like this. So this is what we did in the past, which is literally start playing with this. What the fuck is this shit? Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, it's ligatures. This is ligatures, chat. Literally. Do you guys like this? Do you guys like ligatures yourself? Wait, what? I don't think I'm a fan of ligatures. I'm going to remove this. Can I remove this even? Yes, here we go. Much better. Much better. Much better. What the fuck is this shit? Nuno 2025. You like ligature speak and flow? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, everyone likes ligatures. Okay, I think I'm going to just put those ligatures back then. All right, chat. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, I'm gonna go with ligatures by myself, because looks like a triangle. Like literally a triangle pointing in this direction. Anyways, let's see this. Let's try to come up with an example ourselves instead of just copy pasting something. Okay. So what PHP functions we do have? We have the array push and the array merge. Yeah, we have the array merge. Let's assume we have something like a list of cars, or this will be cars A, and we have the cars B with another list. Now I want to pipe this. How do I even pipe this? Yeah, and then we do the diff. That's a good idea. Okay, that's a good idea, chat. So let's copy this example, because I feel this example is easy, but I want to kind of, really trying to understand how I would use this myself. I think that's a good live stream. Yes, yes, yes. Good live stream content for you all. They look weird, to be honest. Here we go. Finally, someone saying what I do think about this. Okay, Peak and Flow is saying that only this particular ligature feels weird. Transform to uppercase. Let me try to come up with an example with arrays. Maybe we can find something cool. All right, can I pipe two elements? Because so far, it's like seeing something like this. I don't even know if this is even possible. Oh my God, I don't even know what I'm doing. Let me see. So I have two arrays, and I want to kind of array merge them. Should I do this? The merge example is not a good one. Yeah, let's try to forget this a little bit. Let's try this. Uppercase name equals to Nuno Maduro. And then I'm going to pipe this to string to upper like this. So that would be it, I think. I think this does what I think it does. Exactly. Jesus Christ. I have a really hard time understanding, like, why would I use this instead of just this? And maybe there is something that I'm not seeing here. Chat, does any of you have worked with a language with a pipe example that is really compelling, that really tells me like, holy shit, like this is really good. I would really use this myself. Oh, really, Charlie French boy? Interesting. Well, I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think I'm okay with the ligature, to be honest. Mateus Nascimento is saying elixir. Okay, so if I search elixir pipe example, do I find good examples? By the way, chat, I want to make a small pause to announce something really important for you all, okay? I want to announce something really important, so stop whatever are you doing and just basically watch me right now. I have actually been working on something really important for me, which is the past merge. And you guys know, like, I've literally talking this openly on stream, not that openly outside of my stream. However, I'm actually releasing that today. And I wanted to do it like in front of you guys because you guys have been so supporting, on my work since day one. And I wanted to do it here next to the Nuno Nation, which is you all, okay? So let's actually work a little bit on that. Let's go back here. And this is the Nuno shop. And, I did this whole photography situation. I went to like take pictures and everything. And this is how the Nuno merch looks like. Okay, so I actually forgot the T-shirt when I went to the person taking the photographies. But this one is good. This one is also solid, and we are starting with only 3 products for now. Starting really simple, so we don't have nothing crazy. So I literally ordered all of the products that I'm literally selling on this shop. This is how it looks like. If you guys enjoy to support my work financially, instead of making like a Twitch donation or a YouTube donation too, if you want, you can literally just buy merch and get merch yourself. You are still supporting my work at the same time. Axel, thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate your support, dude. Thank you. So that being said, let's actually announce this. This is the tweet that I will announce my merch. Okay. Past merch just dropped. Retweet with a black heart. And check out the shop. This should be the good link. Let me just confirm. Here we go. And that being said, let's just announce this here on live stream. Bam, bam, boom. And let's go, chat. Here we go. I'm going to pin to my profile and send this link to you all. Here we go, chat. Appreciate your support. You guys are so, support me since day one. I really appreciate that. And that's the tweet if you guys want to give me some help and retweet this for the masses so we can reach the masses with this shop, okay? But again, starting slow with only 3 products for now. I want to make sure you guys are getting the best of the best. And I have tried this stuff myself, all these 3 products, and I truly believe they are amazing because I'm using them like literally right now, okay? So this is a t-shirt, by the way. This is a t-shirt that you probably see on the shop as the product number 1, this one. This is that t-shirt, by the way, okay? I'm using it to go to the gym. I think it's super slim. I like it. So, you know, and obviously when you select an element, for example, here, you can select the size, check the details and everything. Let me know what you think, chat. Let me know what you think. Anyways, the shop is out. And I'm very happy about, about this. And thank you so much, you guys, for your support. We are getting the pest of the pest. Here we go. This is a 4th wall, by the way. How do you know that my brother helped me out? Did I disclose that here on stream? Yeah, that was my brother, actually. My brother is not informatic. He doesn't do any sort of programming. And he actually came up with some of these descriptions. Like, this one is super funny. Like, flip-flops for devs who write clean code, even on holiday. So this is my brother literally putting this description here. I think it's amazing. And, just proud of being able to work with him a little bit. I said it once on stream. Here we go. Anyways, these ones are badass, to be honest. I love them. These ones are super badass, by the way. Anyways, chat, that's it. Nunu Shop is out. Will be on the bottom of every YouTube video. And that being said, let's go back to PHP and see some PHP stuff. So yeah, so we can pipe one element to a function. This is useful. Can I pipe multiple elements? Let's type here pipe operator PHP. Okay, chat. I actually think I found a very compelling reason for using the pipe operator. Maybe. What is this? Yeah, I wouldn't use it this way. Well, I think one of the reasons I would probably use, like, let's say, for example, you have a function, send email, which would receive, like, only the two, okay? And this is a void. And, you have a Laravel request, something like request string email, for example, and you would pipe that like to some sort of transformer. So here I could do potentially something like string to lower. Yeah, this is actually very compelling, I think. String to lower. And then I would probably do something else to validate the email or whatever. But then I can send the email, and I would never actually have to create a temporary variable. This is interesting. I probably would see myself using this. What do you guys think? It's kind of cool, I think. I think I would use this myself. Something like this, indeed. Okay. Yep, looks cool. All right, chat, let's make a segment about this. Okay, let's make a segment about this. One of the many features people are talking about is the pipe operator. And honestly, I find the pipe operator compelling. I think it's a great feature in addition coming to PHP. And I think here, for example, comes a real-world example where I would use the pipe operator. So imagine that in your class, you have a function called send email. I cannot click on my PHP Storm anymore. Like, what the actual fuck? Oh, here we go. Okay, let's go back. Imagine that you have a function with the name send email, which receives a 2. Now, sometimes you might want to actually grab the email from the request and then lowercase that email and immediately pipe that result to the send email. So I think, for example, this is a compelling reason for using the pipe operator because you don't have to actually create any temporary variable or, so let's actually try to rewrite this the other way around. If I were to do something like this, email equals to this, and then probably I would have to clean up this with string to lower. Exactly. I do think I would see myself using this, chat. Ooh, I finally find a real world example for this stuff. I like this, chat. Okay, I do need to copy paste the pipe so I don't have to type that shit all the time. Here we go. Imagine that you have a function with the name send email, which receives a 2. Now, sometimes the way this may look like in your actual code will be you receive that email, you will store that email in a temporary variable, and then you probably string to lower that given email to finally send that to the send email function. Now, I don't know what you guys think, but this seems to me that we are literally just, creating these temporary variables, and then we are overwriting these temporary variables once again. And this is, I think, a very compelling reason why you would use the pipe operator. So what you can do here is literally no longer create temporary variables. So I'm going to just replace this, and then pipe the result of this string email to the string to lower. Just like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And once the thing is lowered, you can literally pipe that to the send email too. So I don't know what you guys think. I find this a very compelling piece of code that I would use myself with PHP 8.5. Bam, bam, boom. Yep. I think this looks good. Ducaten, thank you so much for 7 months. Dude, you are probably the oldest subscriber of my channel. Appreciate. Pure gold. I agree with you, chat. The pipe operator for the win. I want to move forward, chat. I want to move forward because I'm getting excited about this. And I'm also happy that we were able to find an example without a bunch of string manipulations. I think these examples are all over the place. And that send email is actually a cool one. I think. Oh, Charlie French boy. Thank you. Tovijayu, thank you for the subscription. Tier 1, really appreciate your support. And Rudizio, thank you so much. 7 months too, man. You are awesome. Thank you. Array find? What is the array find, dude? Okay, what do we have next? Handy new CLI feature, php-ini equals to diff. What is this? PHP 8.5, PHP 8.pipes. PHP 8.5 sneaks a little gem for anyone who has ever wasted time chasing down weird configuration issues. PHP-ini equals to diff. This command prints out what is different. Really? Wait. PHP what? Okay, PHP-ini equals diff. Oh my God, such a quality of life improvement, chat. So this is literally telling me what is the configuration options I have changed on the default configuration options of PHP 8.5. Holy moly, chat. Holy moly. Holy moly, chat. Charlie French boy, thank you so much for the subscription. Tier 1, man. I really appreciate your support. Oh, Pick and Flow, 8 months, dude. You are now the oldest, man. Appreciate. Thank you. Tovi is saying the following: take myself, because of you in your videos, I finally landed my dream Laravel job. Keep going. You are doing such a great work. Dude, thank you so much for taking the time for saying that. And congratulations on finding your first job with working with Laravel. I still remember the first time I found a job where I was able to actually do Laravel development, and I totally feel you on that one. Okay. All right, chat, this is actually a good one. This is actually a quality of life improvement, chat. I actually see myself using this shit all the time. And guess what? I have changed the memory limit from 128 to -1. This is probably the first thing I ever do, chat. The first thing I ever do when I'm working with a php.ini file is literally making sure, first of all, I have endless memory while using a PHP script. And the second thing I always do is make sure that there is no timeout ever. So I just change that to 0. Oh my god. This is probably Earth stuff, by the way. This is Earth stuff 2. Earth stuff 2. Ooh, interesting. Max size of the post is set to 2 megabytes. Probably the reason why I couldn't test that feature on Laravel Cloud. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. PHP. So what do we have here? We need to do a top 5. We need to do a top 5, chat. Okay. So we have the pipe operator. We have the PHP --ini diff. Okay. And honestly, if I have to do a top 5, I don't know if this one won't come like this. You know what I mean? You do like to have memory limit? I don't. Why should I have memory limit, dude, when I can have endless memory for my MacBook? PHP police will catch you? Oh, dude, I'm done with PHP police, man. Hey, Salvador, good evening. How you doing? PHP ini diff, man. That's a good one, chat. That's a good one. I like this one. Ooh, what is this? Every time I see the word final, something is coming, chat. Every time I see the word final, let's see what we have here. Finally, property promotion. PHP 8.5 makes classes easier to write and understand with a new feature called finally property promotion. This means you can now use the final keyword directly in your constructor to say a property can't be changed or overridden in child classes. Before PHP 8.5, you couldn't make a property you couldn't make a promoted property final right in the constructor. Right. The thing is that, chat, I just use final classes by default, so this was never a problem for me, right? Let me see. So this is a new feature. Literally, you can make, instead of making like the final class, you can make specific properties final instead. Yeah, I don't see myself using this, chat. I don't know what you guys think. If I want to make anything final, I would make just entire class final. I don't think I have particular, elements on my class that I want to make them final. I don't know what you guys think, chat. But, apparently now you can make property promotion properties final too. And Jesus Christ, how many keywords we have here? Final, public, read-only, string, name. Yeah, making the class final will kind of make all of the properties final already. That's why I'm saying that I don't see myself using this. I think, chat, I don't know what you guys think. This is definitely going to the bottom of my favorite PHP feature on PHP 8.4 because I'm definitely not going to use this, okay? This is going to -1 feature, okay? I don't want this. So far we have, pipe operator first, this one too. This one will be the last for sure. Yeah, the thing is that I never want my classes to be extendable. Never happens. Never, like ever in the world. You know what I mean? Tony is saying the following. Final class doesn't allow the class to be extended. I think final property is very useful. Right. It's useful. However, if you default for final classes, you will end up never using that. At least I don't. You know, you know. By the way, chat, if you just arrived and you don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer, creating YouTube videos on my YouTube channel. If you are enjoying today's live stream, just subscribe me on the button below and put a like on this video too. Subscribe my YouTube channel if you can. I'm creating PHP content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on Twitch and YouTube. And yeah, I love what I do. Laravel developer too. And yeah, that's it. What else I have to say? Yeah, by the way, chat, I don't know if you guys know, if you have a question how I have learned PHP in my life, I have literally learned PHP using this website called Laracas, which is honestly probably a website with the best teacher in the world. Everything I know was through Laracas, okay? So if you want to learn a little bit more about them, check the website, laracas.com. It's probably the place where I have learned everything I know. Today I have actually released my new shop, shop.nunomaduro.com. If you want to get some really cool past merch, go to my shop and grab your really cool past merch today. What else? Yeah, all right, chat. I think, yeah, finally property promotion. I don't see myself using this because I just mark all classes at final and that's it. What else we have here? Do I want to make, maybe not. I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah, maybe I want to make a segment about this. That make your code longer and messier. It's final. Yeah, do I want to talk about this as a segment? I don't even know. Because I guess like this is something that was not available on property hooks. Yeah, I don't think I want to talk about this in my video. Let's not talk about that. Attributes on constants. PHP 8.5 now lets you add attributes directly to regular constants. Oh, that's interesting. That was not possible before. Okay, so what changed? You can now add attributes to constants. Long as each constant is on its own line. Example, my attribute, okay, but this doesn't work. Okay. Oh, so you couldn't add an attribute to multiple constants declared on the same line. Interesting. So let's try this real quick. Do I want to try this? Yeah, I want to try this real quick. Let's go here, for example, and let's have, for example, a class. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Nuno Nation. And let's create like a public const help guide, for example, equals to laravel.com or whatever. And I think that is this attribute on PHP called a deprecate. So let's use this. Deprecated, yeah. Use the subscribe button instead. Okay. So this should just work if I were to, echo Nuno Nation help guide. Let's see. Yes, so it displays laravel.com, but tells me that I shouldn't be using this. So I guess what is possible now, what previously was not possible, is that I can potentially also do this now. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. So that was not possible. Literally doing this, like having an attribute on a constant, was not possible at all. Interesting. Okay, got you. All right, chat. So the TLDR is that literally having an attribute on a constant was not possible. Let me change here to PHP 8.4 and confirm this. So I'm going to go to herd and change to PHP 8.4. Now on PHP 8.4, and if I run this, this should not even work. It does. Like, I'm so confused. Jesus Christ. I don't know anymore, chat. All right, let's read the chat. Let's see what we have here. The attribute was set is not possible, but you know, I'm using now PHP 8.4, so that's the existing version, and I'm literally able to use this. What do you mean? Maybe like it's custom attributes, perhaps? Yeah, I'm super confused, chat. Super, super, super confused here. That's weird, right? Do they have like RFC? Yeah, they do. Wait, stop everything, chat. This is constants, but at root level, chat. Oh my god. Yeah, I think this is not working. However, if I change to PHP 8.5, this should... Here we go. Okay, so it's literally global constants. It's not like class constant. All right, chat, so TLDR. If I move to PHP 8.4, here we go, PHP 8.4, and I try to run this code, which literally adds an attribute to a global constant, I cannot compile this. Literally tells me syntax error, unexpected token. If I change to PHP 8.5, I can now run this. Interesting. That's interesting. Now that's actually, you know, feels like a bug fix, to be honest. You know, feels like a bug fix on a deprecated attribute. What do you guys think? Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's not like game changer, but it's cool indeed. Okay. Let's make a segment about this. Next, something that literally it's going to arrive to PHP 8.52 is the possibility of using attributes on global constants. You know, previously in the past, we always you always could use global constants in PHP. So if I were to type here php index.php, you can literally see laravel.com if I try to echo this global constant. However, if you try to use an attribute on a constant, and if you were to use PHP 8.5, let me put myself here. However, if you try to use if you try to declare a global constant with an attribute and you constants. So let's change ourselves to PHP 8.5 and see that now this code compiles as expected, literally tells me that the constant help guide is deprecated, but it outputs laravel.com. That's a nice one. Attributes is a PHP 8.3 feature, I think, and literally it's a way of, you know, kind of associate metadata with things. You know, sometimes you have, imagine that, I mean, this is a very dumb example, but we have DD, for example, right? Imagine if Taylor were ever to deprecate DD. Okay, this will never happen in the future, but imagine if Taylor were ever deprecate DD in favor of Xdebug. Please use Xdebug instead, okay? Imagine if Taylor were to do something like this. Now, if you were to, you know, try to use DD yourself, instead of just seeing, you know, the var dump in the die, you will also see GD is deprecated, please use Xdebug instead. You know what I mean? So this is what attributes are about, to literally allow you to associate metadata into things. Either that be a function, a class, an attribute, whatever, you know what I mean? I don't know if they are macros, man. I don't think you can call this macros, no. By the way, chat, if you enjoyed this sort of explanations, be sure to subscribe my YouTube channel, Nuno Maduro on YouTube. I'm literally live streaming every now and then about PHP stuff, and if you enjoy this type of content, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, okay? And also, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe my channel just below, and also like this video too. Exactly, the Laravel validator would be cool to have attributes indeed. Okay. Anyways, this is a nice one, I think. So that would be attributes in global consts. Feels like a bug fix, this one, to be honest. But third position for sure. This one is massive, chat. I don't know what you guys think. The dash unique diff, it's for me, it's massive. I love it. I mean, attributes are being used more and more. Like literally on Laravel, you see now a bunch of examples where attributes are being used. And honestly, I have been slowly but surely also integrating more and more attributes in my code. You know what I mean? Making return values as important with no discard. Okay, chat, I have seen this one on Twitter, but I never understood what this is about, and we are going to find out this today, okay? The no discard attribute. So this is also an attribute, chat. We are going to see this one. This one will be fun. This one will be fun. By the way, chat, I want to know, just, before we jump into that, let's try to come up with our top 3, okay? Top 3 of your favorite PHP features so far. Let's try to focus only on these 4 features. And let's, for example, start with what is your number 1 feature of these 4. Just write on the chat. Is the pipe operator? Is the PHP --init diff? Is attributes on global constants? Or final property on promotion? Just write on the chat. Just spam that chat hardcore on your favorite number 1 feature of today is changelog of PHP 8.5. Ooh, a lot of people talking about the pipe operator. No surprise right there. No surprise right there. No surprise. No. I'm going to be honest. I would expect you guys talking a little bit about the diff. But, I guess that will be just the number 1. Okay, so I guess we go with a pipe operator. Number 2, --init diff. Number 3, attributes on global constants. Number 4, finally property promotion, I guess. Yes. Okay, this is our top 4 so far, but we haven't seen anything like no discard. So there is more we can see today. Okay, so let's see this one. Making return values as important with no discard. Okay, let's see. PHP 8.5 has a new attribute called no discard that you can put on functions or methods whose return values must not be ignored. Okay, so if a function is returning something, you cannot ignore that return value. You need to literally capture that value and store that on a variable. Now, why would you use this? I don't know. I guess it makes sense because, if you have something like a get name, I feel like this should implement a no discard, because why would you call the get name without actually storing the name on a variable, But let's see. If someone calls a function with this attribute and it doesn't use the return value, PHP will issue a warning helping developers spot silent bugs. Again, comes to this example, if I have a get name, I would never call the get name without storing the name on the variable or pipe that given name just to a function. Why it matters. Some functions return important information about the success or the failure. If you ignore the result, you might miss errors that don't crash the script but still break things. The no discard helps to avoid that oversight. How it works, you had the no discard with a message. Okay, let's actually implement this ourselves. We have this function, getName returns nation. By the way, chat, if you don't know what the nation is about, is all of you, okay? Everyone here on the live stream supporting my work since day 1. And now I had this no discard. Can I use the no discard without any description? That will be interesting to see. The name must not be discarded. Yeah, let's start with this one. Okay, I guess that's it. Let's use this. php.-v, php8.5, php-index.php, nation. So this is working. So I guess if I were to do this, this will display a warning. Here we go. So what do we have here? The return value of function getName should either be used or intentionally ignored by casting it as a void. How do I cast something as a void? Do I need to do this? Wait, what? What means casting something as void? Oh, just return void? You think is return type void, Adrian? It might be that. It might be that. Richard is asking the following. One stupid question. It's still worth to try PHP in 2005. Why not just go with Golang? Dude, for web development, for fast prototyping, you will not find a language just like PHP, okay? The Laravel ecosystem literally brings you the most powerful and performant way of developing applications, web applications. So, that's what I feel. So 2 is saying, I think void get name. So that's what I tried, no? You mean this? Oh, exactly. It's because PHP Storm does not support PHP 8.5 yet. That's why. Wait, can I use the language PHP? Let me try that one. PHP version. No, I cannot use PHP 8.5 yet. So, gotcha. So this is literally a way of suppressing the warning. If I want to use the get name, but ignore the return type, I just suppress that with a void. Interesting. Can I use this, for example? That works too, right? Here we go. Okay. Interesting. Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, Richard, thank you so much for taking the time for saying that. I really appreciate. And by the way, chat, if you just arrived, my name is Nuno, PHP and Laravel developer, streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And today we are seeing what's new in PHP 8.5. Okay, we have seen already pipe operator, PHP --ini, diff, attributes on global constants, and finally property promotion. And now we are checking the no discard attribute. That's what we are doing right now. Okay. CV Mao, thank you so much for tier 1 subscription, 5 months already. Appreciate your support, dude. You are awesome. You are absolutely awesome for supporting my work. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's create a segment about this. Let's create a segment. Okay, let's create a segment. Okay, let's create a segment about this. Another feature coming for PHP 8.5 is the no discard attribute. Sometimes you have functions where you are absolutely sure that the user wants to capture the result. And this is actually a good example. I have this function called getName, which returns the name of a person, Nuno Nation on this case. Now, it doesn't make any sense to call getName without actually capturing the result on the variable. Okay, so in the past, if I were to execute this PHP index.php, I would have no warning whatsoever about this bug, because it's indeed a bug. I'm calling a function without ever returning, without ever capturing the return value. So what you can do now with PHP 8.5 is add this no discard attribute. Okay, with a description like this. The name must not be discarded, for example. And now, as a consumer of this function, if I were to use this function without capturing the return type, I will have this warning by PHP. The return value of function getName should either be used or intentionally ignored by casting it to a void. So if you really want to use this bug and actually, just call the function without capturing the return value, what you can do is just cast whatever is being returned to void. And when you do this, it's not supported yet on PHP 8.4, but once you do this, we'll actually allow you to compile PHP without no problems whatsoever. So this is the no discard attribute, equally coming for PHP 8.5. Sindri94, thank you so much for the subscription. 4 months, dude. You are awesome. Appreciate your support. It really means a bunch to me, And you guys know what this is like. One of my dreams is potentially do a much more live content like this. And honestly, donations, sponsors, and all of those things actually make that possible. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's a nice addition to tools like PHP Stand indeed. What is the page I'm checking? This is literally an article I found on the internet by Benjamin Crozat. I'm going to send you the link, chat. Here we go. Here we go, chat. Here we go. No discard. Okay, this is a nice one. Honestly, this goes easily to top 3, chat. What do you guys think? I think, in my opinion, chat, this is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. I think this goes easily to the top 3. Like, easy. No discard right here. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree? Say yes on the chat. If you do agree, say no if you don't. Number 3, Francisco del Pablo. I agree with you, dude. Ooh, interesting. Coding Kitchen is saying he probably would use this more than the pipe operator. Agent is saying it's probably my number 1. Oh boy. Are you serious right now? Number 2? Oh my God. Now I'm surprised. I'm going to be honest with you, Shad. Number 2? Oh my God. All right, let's go number 2 then. Jesus. You know, I'm trying to pitch the --init diff as being my number 1 thing, but you guys keep putting this one all the way down. It's insane. Okay, Shad. That's it. I kind of wish like that we would have something like, we have today the declared strict types, right? Wouldn't it be cool? Just between me and you, chat. Just between me and you. Wouldn't it be cool? Something like this. I'm just saying for you all. Just saying, like, it wouldn't be cool to have something like this? Like, honestly, like, why this is not a global thing like street types? Let's be real. Like, should I now add this to every single function I have that returns something? 1,000%. That I mean, why we don't have this like literally right there? You know, I don't know what you guys think. This is just my opinion. My opinion right here. It's just make sure that the variable is captured as a variable. Yeah, I mean, it would be just a much better default. Like, no discard true, that's it, bam, bam, boom. You don't have to worry anymore, you know? I don't know, man. That's what I feel. By the way, does the no discard works when you use the pipe operator? Ooh. Can I, for example, do this? Can I do this? That's actually a sexy one, Chad. Like literally just pipe a function like this. Oh boy, that's actually a good one. Okay, that way it doesn't complain because I'm piping the return value to a function. That's a good one. Props PHP right there. By the way, chat, we have 200 people watching concurrently right now. Appreciate your support. If you enjoy my work, subscribe my channel and my Twitch and everything you can. I really appreciate your support. I'm creating PHP content and Laravel content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'm going to continue to do this for you all every day. Okay, chat, no discard coming to the second position, and that's a nice one. That's a nice one, chat. What do we have here right now? What do we have here? Closures in constant expressions. Wait, what? Closures in constant expressions. PHP 8.5 now allows you to use static closures or anonymous functions inside things like closures or default values in attributes at compile time. You can now write static closures in places where only compile time code runs. Class constants, default property values, attribute arguments, or even default parameter arrays. Wait. Are you serious? Should I do this? I don't even know. Should I do this? I don't even know if this is possible. No, it's not possible. Okay. Because this returns a closure. Do I need to do this? What the fuck? I had no idea this was a thing on PHP. Like, honestly. Did you guys know this? I didn't know this feature. Oh my god, I had no idea that this would be coming to PHP 8.5. Did you guys know this? This is Cappuccino Macchiato theme, by the way, chat. This is hands down the first. I mean, whoa. Let's come down, chat. Come down a little bit. We don't know yet if it's number one, okay? We don't know yet if this feature will become the number one feature of today's live stream. Relax a little bit, okay? Relax a little bit. The pipe operator is cool. The no discard is cool. And dash dash you need still my favorite, okay? Let's relax a little bit, chat. Relax a little bit. Wait, let's just, let's sit down for a second and actually read this once more. Class constants now can be closures. Default property values. Wait, this one is actually also... Oh my god, are you serious? Can I have like something like this? That's like resolvable. I don't even know. Like resolver. Because in theory, property promotion can also now have closures. If this is true, this is actually huge. Okay, so in this case, I would do... All right, let's slow down, chat. Slow down. New foo. Foo resolve. And then I have to do this too, I guess. Okay, and closed line. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, this is incorrect. Sorry, chat. I know. Relax. Constant expressions containing valid expressions on line 16. Wait, what? Okay, I don't know what's happening. It needs to be static. Oh, okay. You mean this one needs to be static? Still not working. Abrian, I can tell you that there is really real life use cases for this. As a framework developer, I have this need all the time. Oh, we cannot use arrow function. It needs to be a function. Interesting. So it needs to be like this. Here we go. Jesus Christ. This is huge. I need to tell Taylor about this. Like ASAP. Like Taylor needs to know about this. Taylor needs to know about this. ASAP. Like I'm gonna message Taylor. We have to message Taylor about this, like ASAP, like literally, ASAP. ASAP. I need to message Taylor because he needs to know about this. He needs to know about this. I don't think he knows about this. I don't think he knows about this, Chad. No. We need to message Taylor ASAP. Oh yes. Taylor Otwell, the creator of Laravel, needs to know about this right now. Here we go. Yes. A real use case would be, I don't know, man, things that literally, sometimes you want to kind of override the closure and you need to start that closure on a class, for example, and now you can have default values for those closures, where in the past you would have to declare them like on the constructor, for example. You know what I mean? Get him on stream right now. Emergency stream. But yeah, chat, this is huge, actually. This is actually huge. I do get that. Let's be real. Like, if we think a little bit on real world bread and butter examples, like blogs, articles, and whatever, you wouldn't use this, okay? You wouldn't use this. However, as framework developer, you actually have the need of stuff like this all the time. And this, I'm going to be honest, chat, this stuff, which is called closures on constant expressions, will go easy to my top 3, okay? If you guys think that this should be number 4, you can go for number 4, but in my opinion, this should go top 3 very easy. Okay? Top 3 very easy. Again, it's not for the daily developer doing PHP. It's more like really for framework guys, Top 3, yep, I agree. Hey, Burger, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. First time chat. If you don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. I love what I do, streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. If you enjoyed today's content, subscribe me just below. I already have 21,748 subscribers, both YouTube and Twitch combined. Can you discard a constant closure if it's piped? Ooh, that's a good one. Let's actually try that one. Oh my god. Would that work? Okay, let's actually... Well, wait. First of all, let me actually do a segment about this, okay? Another feature coming for PHP 8.5 that you as a regular developer may not see the real use case, but the framework people will see the use case, is closures on constant expressions. So in the past, if you wanted to, for example, have a closure on the constant, you couldn't do that. Right now, if you want, you can literally assign a closure to a constant. You can also do things like assign a closure to a default value of a property promoted property, okay, which is insanely useful. And to access those closures, for example, here I can do echo foo set and then provide the argument of my closure, and it will output hello world. And, I do feel that this feature is really useful, but it's more dedicated for people who are doing possibly framework development. If you are using a framework, probably don't look at this at all. All right, let's try to use the no discard stuff on this. So if I do this, no discard on this constant setter, and if I discard the value, so this is literally discarding the value, I think. This should, kind of display a warning. Oh, the attribute no discard cannot target the class constant. So it needs to be a function or a method. So it cannot be this kind of closures. That's interesting. That was a good try, by the way. That was a good try, Shad. Closures and constant expressions. This is going to number 4, I think. Chat, number 4 is a good one. Another bug to be fixed on PHP 8.6, exactly. Number 4, I think it's number 4. What do you guys think? We need to give this --ini diff the number 3 position. Come on, chat. What do you guys think? Number 4 or number 3? What do you guys think? Ooh, that's interesting too. Number 4, 3, 4, 3. Top 1, 2. Oh my God, this will be complicated, chat. This will be complicated. By the way, chat, if you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to put a like on my YouTube channel. Subscribe my YouTube channel, I mean. Here we go. The link to subscribe my YouTube channel. Here we go. Here we go. We have already 90K subscribers, trying to reach 20K by the end of the month. Let's see how it goes. Adrian is sending me a link. Because it's Adrian, I'm going to open the link. Required exists, not possible. Oh, right. In theory, you could provide a closure like this. I get what you mean, Adrian. So basically, if you want to validate, if you were to, just provide an attribute that validates a given property as a request, for example, you can now also provide a closure like this. This is also huge, by the way. Okay, now I understand why you are saying that this is the easy top one too. Now I get you. Hey, Paulo, how you doing? This is a good one, chat. This is a good one too. Okay, I'm going to move this one to number 3. Number 3. Well, to be fair, it probably should be number 2. Let's do this for now. Yeah, Adrian, that's a very good example, by the way. Thank you for that. That's a very good example. That's a very good example. During the live stream, actually, someone just pointed me to a very good example. So, there was a couple of attempts, not only in Livewire, but also in Laravel, to actually start using attributes to validate properties. And here's an example. We have this title, which is required, and you might actually want to provide a closure to validate some behavior. And in the past, that was not possible, but now you can also use closures on attributes. So in theory, you could potentially have just a static function that returns the validators that you always like to use in Laravel. So a very good example. Thank you so much. That's a good one. Closures on constant expressions. Going to number 2. Nice, nice, nice. Dude, I'm going to be honest. There is so many stuff coming for the PHP 8.5 that I didn't know. Like, honestly, for real, probably I would know about the pipe operator. In this ones, I have kind of seen some tweets, but I didn't actually read them. But this is cool stuff. This is cool stuff. I'm excited about PHP 8.5. So what is this? PHP 8.5, okay, let's read from the beginning. First-class callables and constant expressions. PHP 8.5 introduces a new feature allowing first-class callables like full bar or string to upper to be placed on constant expressions. Okay, this one is ridiculous though. Like, if you can use a static function, there is no reason why I would ever, place code like this. I'm seeing something wrong, chat? I don't think I'm seeing something wrong, right? Could be nice to have a closure back at enum. Oh, you think it's not possible? You think it's not possible? Let me try that one. That's actually a good thing to try real quick. Let's go here. Enum, let's see. Enum implementations. Implementation, for example, and this will return a closure. Oh, it's not possible because you cannot have a closure like this. It would be cool though, like honestly, case like in memory or whatever, and you would just use a static function like this. Yeah, that would be badass, but I don't think you can do this, right? Yeah, this is definitely not possible because it needs to be a string or exactly, it needs to be an integer or a string. That's just the thing about enums. Exactly, coding. It needs to be an integer or a string. That would be a good one though. That would be a good one, I think. Okay, I don't think this one is worth to talk about. First-class callables and constant expressions. I don't think I would ever use this, especially now that I can have regular functions on constants. Oh, indeed. I could have a method. You mean on the enum? Yeah, that's true. That's true. You mean literally just going here? Yeah, that's true. I could potentially have this and then have public function like this. And this would basically, yeah, I could have this indeed. Yeah, this would work, I think. Yep, this works. Just a little bit more nasty, I feel, you know? Number 100. Yeah, this is definitely not sexy, this one, I think. Appreciate the work people put on this, but I'm definitely putting this one in a less position. Not even actually trying it, I think. Wait, what? This one, yeah. Conclusion. The new pipe operator definitely steals the spotlight on PHP 8.5. I don't think so. Okay, I think PHP 8.5, people think it's only about the pipe operator. I don't think pipe operator is the highlight of PHP 8.5. I'm going to be honest, I think like closures and constant expressions, the no discard in the PHP-ini diff are definitely as appealing as the pipe operator. You know, PHP 8.5 is actually a huge release, man. I'm just, you know, Jesus Christ. Like, honestly, this one is huge. This one is huge. This one is huge too. This one is huge too. This is actually a very good release, chat. What do you guys think? Did we miss anything though? So I actually have a couple of other articles open about PHP 8.5. So let's just double check if we don't have anything else we would like to double check. Ooh, we have this PHP build date. What is this? PHP build date constant. Tells me when PHP was built. That's really a good one. PHP 8.5 introduces a new PHP constant, name it PHP_build_date, that is assigned to the time and date the binary was built. To get started, just type echo PHP_build_date, and you do get September 16. Let's see, let's use this one real quick. Let's go here. Yeah, and obviously to use this one, you just have to type echo PHP_build. And if I type PHP index, wow, Joule 8? So that was like a week ago. Jesus Christ. Why PHP doesn't die? Because it's immortal, dude. That's why. That's why. Yeah, honestly, PHP 8.5, it's coming. It's actually going to be a big release. I was not expecting that. I was kind of expecting to be small, just about the pipe operator. This stuff is really appealing, I think. Mora is saying PHP build date will be using it. I will be using it all the time. Really? Why? Why would you use this as constant, by the way? I'm just curious. Because, I mean, I would use myself the PHP version, which tells me like which one is the minor version of PHP. But the build date, I don't think I really care about the build date. How about you? Why would you use this? Pick and Flow is saying the following. This is useful when trying to figure out which drivers to use, because the correct driver for your version uses the date. Really? Really? Dev, I don't know who I am, is saying the following. The first class callable could be nice for extracting values from the Laravel config instead of using config over and over again. You could just have that as a constant because it's evaluated at compile time, is kind of cached, but bad. Example, because config cached it anyway. But you know. Yeah, I feel like there is various use cases that we are going to find while having or allowing to have closures on constant expressions. So, you know, I think it's a very useful feature, okay? Yeah, will be another nice release. I agree with you. I agree with you. So this is PHP build date is going to, honestly, chat, just between me and you, just between us, don't leave the stream with this very important information. I think the build constant is actually more useful than the final on property promotion. This is just me and you know. I honestly, this little constant, it's just more important than the final property on promotion and first class callables on constant expressions. I don't think I would use this, but it's still more important than this. That's for sure. What else we have? Oh my God, it's literally blocking. By the way, chat, if you just arrived, my name is Nuno Peach. Blah, blah, blah. My name is Nuno Peach, being a Laravel developer. I love Laravel, I love PHP, and today we are talking about what's new in PHP 8.5. We literally talked about multiple things: the pipe operator, closures on constant expressions, no discard, PHP --ini equals to diff, attributes on global constants, and much more. If you are enjoying the content today, put a like on the video below and subscribe my YouTube channel, trying to reach 20K by the end of the month. What else we have here? Get exception handler. This is huge, but this is definitely for framework developers. I don't know if you guys know, but literally PHP have an exception handler. It's literally this, it's this global function that allows you to act on exceptions. This is something that honestly you don't have to know. But if you do something like this, throw exception, okay? Let me actually explain you, okay? Let me actually explain you. In PHP, we have exceptions, okay? We have exceptions in PHP. And as you may know, every time you have an exception on Laravel, for example, it gets automatically reported to Laravel as exception handler. Okay, so you can have the error on Sentry and many more. Now, this is happening because Laravel uses this little function called set error handler, which allows you to literally capture any kind of thrown exception anywhere to literally report that to Sentry. Okay, and it's useful. It's kind of a global function that typically Laravel developers don't need to know about, but framework developers do, because they need to override this error handler so they can capture any kind of global exception being thrown. And I think what this new get exception handler is about is to be able to access that closure, and we should be able to test that. Let me double test that. So I'm going to try here, throw new exception. Hello, Nuno Nation. So if I type set exception handler, if I do this, I should see on the terminal exception caught, which comes from this, and then hello Nuno Nation, which is the actual message, okay? Now, in the past, if I wanted to get access to this closure, that was not possible. But now we have this get exception handler. So what I think I can do now, it's type dd get exception handler, and I will have access to the closure. Undefined function. Oh my God, of course we don't have the dd, but let's try here var dump, for example, and exit one like this. Here we go. So now I can have access to the current closure being used. This is better than this too, by the way. And honestly, better than this one too. Let's make a segment about this. I don't know if you know, but Laravel actually implements a global exception handler that catches any kind of exception being thrown in your project. Not only Laravel, but typically PHP frameworks, they do this. So they can actually capture your exceptions and send them to your exception logger, something like Sentry or potentially just a regular file. And typically the way that works is that Laravel uses this global function provided by PHP called set exception handler, where you can literally receive any throwable and then, kind of echo something related to that. So if I were to run php index.php, you literally see exception caught and then hello Nuno Nation, which is the real exception being thrown. In the past, in PHP 8.5, in PHP 8.4, if you wanted to get access to the given closure sent to the set exception handler, you didn't have a way of actually doing that. Or if you do, you'd have to use some magic. Yuck. Now, PHP is bringing this new function. Call it get exception handler. And what the get exception handler does, it's literally capturing the given closure that was sent to the set exception handler, and you can now act on that closure if you want to. So here, for example, if I type PHP index, it will literally dump this entire closure here on the terminal. That's a nice feature coming as well for PHP 8.5. And honestly, just between me and you, this is actually on my top 6, easy. So that would be 6, 7, 8, and 9, I think. Yep. Yes, Mora, we do have exceptions. Burger is saying the following. Does Laravel IDEA plugin by JetBrains help you with PHP as well? Well, it does help you with Laravel development. The Laravel IDEA is literally a plugin for helping you out with Laravel development. Fukiri Max is saying the following. No, it's possible to create a new PHP runtime like Bun or Node.js. We don't need that. Like, literally, PHP is one of the fastest languages in the world already. So, typically when we talk about web development, the culprit of web development is never the language, but other things like MySQL databases or Redis or, it's never the real language. That is just my idea, Lucian is saying, a hug from Brazil. How you doing, man? Thank you for saying that and for taking the time to say that. By the way, chat, I know that a bunch of you actually are here every single live stream, but you don't actually interact a lot with the chat. So I'm going to tell you something. It's literally a different philosophy between the Twitch people and the YouTube people, is that on YouTube, I have more people than I have on Twitch. But, on Twitch, people are interacting all the time. And it's what makes the stream or the live stream really magical for someone like me, is being able to just try this stuff that I love, but at the same time speak with you guys. So if you are on YouTube, but on Twitch too, just be sure to constantly interact with not only with me, but with people. It will make your experience on this live stream much better. Because all of these people here watching this live stream, they are literally PHP geeks. They love PHP stuff and they are like you. So if you want to make friends around the PHP world, this is the perfect example. We also have a Discord channel, by the way, where we speak every single day. You can join the community on my Discord. Just come Twitch, what he's just saying. No, you can stick on YouTube. Just be sure to talk a little bit. You know what I mean? Wait, what? We have an array first? What is this? I thought we were over with PHP 8.5 stream. We have literally more stuff. Pig and Floyd is saying the following. Yeah, Nuno, I've learned so much from Nuno in the chat. Oh, thank you for taking the time to say that. Developers can have friends. Dude, making friends when you are older, it's super complicated. I don't know if you guys feel this, but I feel like making friends right now is so complicated. Like, I've reached a point in my life where I have the same group of friends and that's it. And just making, new friends is just so hard. That's it. Just so hard. I'm going to probably use the getExceptionHandler function on pass. Indeed. It's literally a framework thing. Okay, PHP 8.5 is not over. Apparently now we have coming. That's it. PHP 8.5 adds 2 new functions for retrieving the first and the last values of an array. Okay, this is useful. These functions complement the array key first in the array key last that was added on PHP 7.3. I had no idea that PHP had these 2 functions. Did you guys know that PHP had this? Write on the chat yes if you did know. Write no if you didn't. I had literally no idea that PHP has this too. Honestly, I get that we are getting this too, but I had no idea that we had that. You guys know? Okay, some people are saying no now. Finally, I'm not the only one. Because I'm using the Laravel collections all the time. I just type collect and then first, collect last, and that's it. Guess who knew? ChatGPT. All right, array first retrieves the value. I think this is self-explaining. Let's try this real quick. Okay. Burger saying, I don't even know what is PHP. Dude, it's just the best language in the world. Let's type here a few names here. Let's type here Adrian, Pick and Flow. Who else? Moda. Let's actually retrieve the first person. I think this is the easy one, right? So I just have to type array first. So this will get the first element. Oh my God, then I can pipe it, like just pipe that thing to something. This is super interesting. This is super interesting. Okay, so I pipe that to, yeah. And then I can grab the last person too. So if I var dump this stuff, obviously I will get Adrian and Moda. Here we go. In this, I assume this don't mutate persons at all. Here we go. It doesn't mutate and it doesn't change the pointer within the for each, hopefully too. It doesn't. Okay, this is actually a good feature, chat. I think array key last and array key first will just return the keys that are on the first position and on the last, which would be, on this case, 0 and 2. That's a nice one. Honestly, it goes easy to... Ooh, that would be a difficult one. I think it goes easy to the 5 position. What do you guys think? I would say 5 position or 4. What do you guys think, chat? This is a 4 position, or what do you guys think? No way 10 position. No way 10 position. Is way more useful than this crap. No way. No way. Array first and array last needs to be in the minimum on a top 5, I think. They noticed by accident. I think this is easy. Easy, chat. Easy. On the 5 position. At least 5 position. Okay. Again, I use Laravel collections for this stuff, honestly. You know, I just use collect persons and then first and last, and that's it. But, you know, kind of useful. Yeah, let's put this on the 5 position. I agree. Yep. 5 position array first and array last. Jesus Christ, this is huge too. And on this article, I'm not seeing anything else that is worth mentioning. Let's see this one from Sensio Labs. This one is from Sensio Labs. We have array first. We talked about this. Pipe operator. We talked about this. New error and exception handler getters. We talked about this. Curl functions, we don't really use this at all because we use Guzzle. But I mean, I understand that for Guzzle, they might use this stuff behind the scenes. But realistically, for consumers like me and you, we use Guzzle all the time, you know. New local function, we don't use this for sure. Build date, well, we talked about that, but it's not that useful. And yeah, I think we have a solid understanding of what's coming for PHP 8.5, okay? And honestly, just as making a recap of this live stream today, I think I am very surprised to see that many of the features we are going to get on PHP 8.5, I was not aware of them, to be honest. And I'm a developer who actually checks this stuff all the time, but there is features here which I was not aware of them, and they are crazy powerful, okay? Int list formatter, is that localized lists? Where did you saw that? Oh, here. Wait, what? Oh, this one actually might be useful too. This stuff should be as a package though. Jesus Christ. Why they are adding this stuff to the language? Why do we need this on the language chat? Like, honestly. So I guess if I type PTPT and then I provide something like Lisbon, I guess, I will see Lisboa. That would be it. No, like what the fuck? What is this? The Intl extension, the Intl extension in PHP 8.5 adds a new class named Intl list formatter, which provides locally aware formatting for lists into human readable lists of and lists or lists or units. The new Intl list formatter class follows the same patterns as other classes from this extension and can be instantiated with a valid locale string and uses the UCU data to actually formatting. Oh, it's for the end stuff. Oh, wait. So it's just literally for is US it's the way it is. I don't even know. No, of course it's not. Yeah, it's in US. Okay. And if I do this, this will display and. Wow, okay. This is a little bit more useful than I thought. And I can provide the type as a second argument. Oh my gosh. And I was trying to skip this shit. Can I do what can I type here? Oh, it doesn't work the auto completion because this is like a new thing. Okay, let's type here or, for example. So this will give me Lisbon, Porto, or Coimbra. And if I type in Portuguese, for example, I do get the or O neste caso. Here we go. Okay, chat, this is also useful. Oh my god, this is actually also cool. What do you guys think? Oh yeah, Facebook uses PHP for a while already, since the incarnation of PHP, literally. They are using now Hack, which is literally a fork of PHP, but it's still PHP behind the scenes, you know? What does the width parameter? I have no idea. Oh, that's a good question. So by default, the width parameter is wide, but we can use short. Let's try the short one. So apparently there's nothing, unless I'm missing something. Narrow. What is narrow? It doesn't change a thing. I don't know what it does. Yeah, it really feels something that should have been a package. You know what I mean? Because this type of stuff, who actually needs this? You know, I don't know. I mean, sometimes we need this stuff, but it feels like it should have been a package. You know, it should have been a package. It really feels to me that should have been a package. What is this? Type units. Okay. Oh, interesting. So we have an explanation for the types. Okay. So the type and uses the and, the type or uses the or, and the type units groups the list as a compound unit, which is not based on and or. Example, 4 minutes in 30 minutes. Interesting. How about the width though? Width constants. The third parameters of the int list formatted constructor is the width, which accepts one of the following constants. The default is wide. Okay. Oh, so the short will do this stuff, by the way. The short will do the this stuff right here instead of using the width. Why was not working though? So if I do and interesting, because maybe it's PT. If I do this, what's happening? Here we go. Now he uses that. What is narrow again? Interesting. Yeah, we'll use literally the comma. Drops the and. Yeah, exactly. Well, honestly, just between me and you, it's undeniably useful, right? It's useful. I just think, perhaps, I don't know what you guys think. I think this should have been as a package, you know? This should have been as a package. Thanks for your pull request in the Laravel. Unfortunately, I'm going to delay merging this code for now to preserve our ability. It's what Taylor says all the time, right? Uh, yeah, it's indeed something I would probably prefer as a package, but now that we have this, I would say that I mean, it's more useful than other stuff we have seen. That's for sure. Um, I would say what? Probably here is a 7th position. What do you guys think? 7th position for sure. Here we go. Definitely 7th position. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Shad. I think we have seen enough. TLDR PHP 8.5 is very surprising as a new feature. I'm happy with it. Honestly, it's much better than I thought. Those are good additions we are going to have in PHP 8.5. I hope you guys appreciated today's live stream. I hope you guys appreciated today's live stream. We are going to have much more about this, like much more live streams like this. During the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, a month perhaps, I've been trying to understand a little bit what did I really enjoyed on the last 6 months of live streaming, and what I did really enjoy was, first of all, bringing only content that I love. So talking about PHP, talking about the things I'm excited about the ecosystem, so only bringing topics that I enjoy. That's for sure. So something you will probably never see here is bringing a sponsor that I don't believe on and bringing content that I don't believe on. That will never happen. I enjoy a bunch just doing live streams where I'm fully relaxed and I'm truly myself, like just, being crazy like I am with my friends, playing video games, just saying weird shit all the time. So you are going to see a lot of that stuff happening on the future. After Laracon US, which will happen on the 28th this month, live streams are going to be very, very accurate in terms of scheduling, meaning Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So live streams like this one are going to happen all the time with content like this. And today was awesome. I had a bunch of fun, and I hope you guys had fun too. Again, if you enjoy this type of content, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe my channel, but also put a like on this video. And yeah, that's it for today. Luis is asking, meeting in Lisboa. We have meetings in Lisboa all the time, dude. You just have to ping me on Twitter. Otherwise, I just forget, man. Just tell me something and I will meet you, man. Let's make it happen, On Twitch, I'm going to raid someone. You guys know, every time I'm ending my live stream, I like to raid someone. Raid means sending all my viewership to a different channel. So let's raid, let me see who we have here doing any sort of PHP development. We have Pokemon BR, okay, which is a PHP developer, a Brazilian one, so he will speak Portuguese, but I can still rate him, and I think it'll be fun. He is doing PHP for sure. He loves PHP development, so I think I'm going to rate him for sure, okay? That being said, guys, I love you all, and catch you guys next time, okay? Have an amazing week, and be happy. Catch you guys next time. Peace out.